We can just start having this conversation.
No, it's a freaking debate, so I just want to move on with my life.
Oh my goodness,
I don't
what is
wanna-
going on here? Why does it say I gotta in blue glazes?
I don't want the 1440 to be just us going back and forth about.
I might have hit saved episode there. Hi, I'm Austin Arthur.
And I'm Taylor Patton, and welcome to Kitchen Table Podcast.
We're going to motivate, educate, and relate to you guys, sharing our stories, helping you get 1% better in all areas of your life. Welcome to episode 83.1, 1440, over our big debate about diffidence and confidence. Taylor doesn't want to talk about it.
No, it's not.
Just look at the real. Taylor's right, you got to show confidence, but I'm also right. Sometimes that would show not diffidence, but maybe inflated confidence. Diffidence would be more shy. But anyways,
People don't even know what diffidence means.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. People don't know the research.
People are street smart here on this podcast, not book smart.
Well, we talk book smart, street smarts, but we don't really need to get into that because we're both. We're just both geniuses over here. That's not inflated confidence. That's just the truth. We did talk about the College World Series and some places we saw God. We did talk about the 888 rule, and we did talk about some business stuff, trust. So how can we take what we learned last week and put it into action this week, get 1% better in 14 minutes?
I'm thinking. No, because I was thinking just about if you don't have confidence in the thing that you want to be, I'm thinking about learning. Okay, so if Tyler didn't have I was like, Tyler wasn't on a list that he works at a company, so if we didn't have confidence to walk in there, and that, then we would have never been on the list. If we never got in, we never would have had food.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes having, I wouldn't say delusional confidence, but just acting like you are.
Act like you belong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
If you don't act like you don't belong, you'll never be in the room.
I agree. I do agree
with that. So I think just learning that and practicing that, to me, that's just you have to practice that. You have to believe it. You have to believe that you belong in a room. Because I was thinking about, I was looking around today, we have our AM meeting, which is all the GLs across campus, the morning GLs across campus week, we meet, and I was sitting, I belong in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday, I went inside of my boss's meeting, and I'm I can't believe I'm in this room. And then, but then I thought about saying, I was no, I can be in this room. I was I have a lot of room to grow before I belong in this room, but I can be in this room.
See, and that's the thing. You said I have a lot of room to grow. You realize where you're at, but you still are. You're trying to be confident, getting the experience because you're in the room. That's the difference. Is where you're at currently. That's what I was getting at.
Why you explained it? You explained it.
And I did. And one of the things I literally wrote this. One of the things I wrote down is sometimes when I help kids kick or I talk about the sports psychology stuff, I talk too much and the point gets rounded out.
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying to work on, is get to the point. But there's also disinterest or doing a disservice if you don't give enough details, because a lot of 16 to 18-year-old kids need that specific example, and sometimes I'm not very good at coming up with examples.
Yeah.
So that's where I literally wrote that down, that I need to one, find ways to get the audience, and two, trust the process and just get better at it in practice.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I wrote.
So this important part, you talk like Jordan Peterson, but you're not there logically.
In some things I am. If you want to talk about how to kick a football, I can be there pretty good. In some areas of sports psychology,
but then you have to explain it to where it's very smart, but very
dumb it down.
Dumb down's not the word.
It is.
Yeah.
I hated high school teachers who were super smart but could dumb it down.
Yeah.
The other day, I was talking to a friend about something, and he was trying to explain it to me. And both me and my wife were what is he trying to say? And I tried to ask him 7 different ways how to explain it. And at the end, I had more questions than I came with. I didn't understand.
Well,
that's always just bothered me. So I'm trying not to be, sometimes less is more. Yeah. Short to the point is better, not longer. An hour meeting doesn't need to be an hour. If you can get the points across in 10 minutes, move on. So I'm working at that. getting more feedback, trying to listen. So I just I'm focusing on that. Glad we could use that example.
Good
one class is what we got there. Another thing I learned with the business, since we're kind of going off that topic, is if you continually just search for money, then you're never going to get to the place of satisfaction. So if you're doing something because you love it so much, like for instance, sometimes in kick lessons back in the day when I first started, it was more about I was ending 5 minutes before the hour so I could stretch and leave. Now it's more about like getting the work done, and if you go over 10 minutes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Or doing stuff for free, and then later on building those relationships, and they know you do a good job, so they talk to others about you.
Right.
So then you end up making more money about it, but it's because you want to help them or you want to build a business like a coach. A coach shouldn't care about how much they get paid because they want good players, so they have to build that culture, which takes time to do.
You're talking about watering flowers, not picking flowers.
Yeah, literally. It's a good quote. Because it's like, think about like, so I just now understood this because I'm working with a football team where I'm going to teach or whatever. And I don't know anybody. I literally just know the head coach now. I'm learning people now, but
yeah.
And think about if you're a freshman, the freshmen have no idea what's going on, right? They don't have any idea what the culture. But then the coach is telling me to help the kickers that are younger too, because then when they get to varsity, they already know what's going on.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're a new head coach at a college program, you don't know anybody. You didn't recruit them, right? So you have 4 classes that you haven't established any way with them, right? So it takes 1 year just to say who you are and get things going, right? Like, so the baseball team I work with, Valley, they literally get a schedule, they know their groups, and they're on it, right? So I just fill in. But if a new coach is that way, you'd take a year just getting the routine going. Then the second year, those players help the new ones. And then you start to recruit, then your first class comes in. And by the time you get 3-4 classes in, now your first group of kids that you recruited or built a culture with are seniors. Like, things just take time. So if you do it just for the genuine love because you want to build it, that's where things really start to make ends meet and stuff. So like an example is, I was listening to Gary Vee again. You have two options. One, you can build skyscrapers and help everybody build a skyscraper, right? So the city's just busting, right? Or you can tear everybody's skyscraper down so yours just looks taller. So people look at competition or culture in a bad way, whereas really we should be trying to help everybody continue to learn, get feedback. Next thing you know, everybody's profitable in the long run.
2 things. One, that quote didn't come from me. I'm pretty sure it came from Jay Shetty. But for sure, no. My thing about water, picking flowers. I'm pretty sure it's talking about relationships. But I was just using in the reference of what we were talking about.
Good reference in there. I like
that. And then second of all, it's how you look at things. Like, it's either like you can always be looking. Your life's always set out for like your inner thoughts, your subconscious thoughts. If you're looking for like the bad and everything, or how to get one over on someone, and how to tear someone's skyscraper down, and that you're no longer looking for abundance, you're just looking to get food off someone else's plate.
Yeah.
Where if you're always looking for the good, and always like there's always abundance, like there's enough for everyone to feed themselves 10 times over.
Yeah.
So like, why would you not continue? Like, why would you not help other people build their skyscrapers?
Yeah.
Gary Vee is a very smart man, but he's not very book smart.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
And I'm just saying that because I don't know. We were talking about it last. Yeah. But again, like, I think because we were talking about, I was like, street smart and book smart are just like 2 of the same things, but the very different things. Like, they just apply differently.
Yeah, but I would say the general prospects or way of going about life is generally the same. It's just it helps if you're interested in it, or it's a life or death type situation.
Yeah.
Like your geometry homework probably isn't life or death, versus you having to get a job and figuring out how to get clients. That's kind of life or death. You got to provide. So that you're both problem solving.
Yeah.
It's just what one means more to you.
Yeah.
And how much effort you want to put into it. Or maybe it's your company is something you are really good at. Like if, let's say you're an electrician.
I think
you just understand how
it works. You're right. I think street smart is just knowing how to survive.
Yeah.
And book smart is knowing academics.
Knowing how to thrive. I just thought it rhymed.
Um,
Back on your point about the thoughts though, and how you like we should build everybody else up. You have roughly 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. I know that's a big range, but that's what the researchable range is. I know it's a big standard deviation for it, but if you like misery loves company. So like if you're saying if you're just trying to tear everybody else down, or in my case, like I said, if you're just trying to build for money, you're never gonna be like happy no matter what.
Yeah.
You're always trying to chase the next person down. You're always trying to chase the next paycheck, and it's not just trying to do something. It's much more positive to chase the next person you can help. If you look at it that way, so like having positive, thoughts or self-talk, whatever you want to have in that blank, I think is important, like you were saying. So that's all I got for my week. 888 rule I'm pretty good at, but I'll continue to try to sleep.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I'm sleeping more.
I should work out double. I really want to go shoot hoops, but I hate showering twice in the day. I wish you could, like when you go to the pool and you walk and then there's a shower right there, you just dunk yourself quick.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that with an actual shower. I walk in my house, shower, dunk, done.
You could.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I should get a cold tub like you though.
I gotta fill up.
You got a referral.
It's on the list today.
You do it tonight. You got time.
Time to sleep.
What else you got for the week? How else you gonna get better? Anyways, there, doodle man.
Yeah, I really doodled this week. I really want to get back and like letting my workouts be a place of growth instead of like a place of like, I wouldn't say stress, but like work. It's not like my work's like very, to me, not really stressful, but it's very like thought consuming.
Yeah.
Like I can't like just focus just on like being stress free because I'm always focused on like what people need and like fixing people's needs and wants. And I feel like if I don't like reply in a timely manner, like quick, then like I'm inconveniencing them. But then like that's just inconveniencing myself because I'm not giving myself that justice. So I think just like allowing myself to have those 2 hours just to like relax and decompress, because it used to be very like rewarding, and then probably like last 2 weeks it's been very like, it feels more like a job to work out now than it does.
Yeah, two other options you could try is one, just put your phone on do not disturb, but you'll be thinking about it. Two, this is a little more out of your control, but you could do what is in your control to set yourself up so when you leave work that it minimizes, obviously you can't control other people's actions, but minimizes the amount of stuff you might get, whether that's leaving notes for people or letting them know what might come up, or like I did like an obstacle sheet for the leadership group.
Yeah.
So I did what obstacles might you face coming up, and then they have to think about that so that that way they're prepared for it.
Yeah. We kind of like do the same thing. We just call it worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And then not really obstacles.
I would say worst case scenario, middle case scenario, best case scenario. Like I put them all down.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think so you can get back, because it's easy to say, like in my shoe, just say, like for me it's easy, just say screw it, don't care, the next 2 hours I'm doing what I want. Like that's my time, because it's so important to me that I just don't care, because it's just so high on the priority list. But I also don't, like, I'm also just confident that my problems will be there when I come back, whereas your problems might be escalated when you come back.
Yeah.
So you guys got to find a way to get that, whatever would ease the tension, so that way you can be more free like before. Or what NBA guys do is they go half and half. So kind of like what you've been doing, I guess. Like they do half their workout or like their pre-workout stuff at one time.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like they go to work, or well, they don't go to work. They do their shoot around or do a video shoot or whatever, then they finish their workout after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I do 3-4 days out of the week.
Yeah, because I do all my stretching, go to work, come home, then work out, and I just jump right to the workout.
Yeah.
That's a little easier. But you'll find a
That's
way.
all I got. I'll let you keep you updated for next week.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So next week.
Actually.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. They'll figure it out.
All right. We'll let you. We got a surprise next week. Next 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
See you later.
Love you. Bye.